Disney just held another D23, this time in Brazil, where we really weren't expecting them to reveal a whole lot, but we actually did get some announcements, trailers, first looks, and I'm gonna tell you about them. I'll be putting timestamps in the description if there's a specific trailer or first look you're most interested in, but I want to hear from you. Is there anything that got revealed over this weekend at Disney's D23 that really pumped you up? I know them Ice Age fans right now are going crazy. All 12 of them. Happy for you, buddy. We'd love to hear all your opinions down below. Okay, so just getting right into it here. Yes, we did have D23 in Brazil. Sticking to kind of some of the basic stuff. So we got another look at Lilo and Stitch. While they've already revealed to us the design and look at Stitch, and most people are pretty happy with that, myself included, I am still wondering, Janumba and Pleakley, where are them bros at? And is Pleakley gonna have a wig and a dress? Because I need it. But it's safe to assume that the first trailer for the Lilo and Stitch live action will most likely be headed our way towards the beginning of December. That way it's right there ready for them when Mufasa hits theaters. Aside from other things that we had already known, one thing that was an actual big reveal for D23 was Ice Age 6. They had a whole video with Ray Romano and Queen Latifah confirming the 6th installment for the franchise and that it'll actually be theatrically released. Like, that's the part that surprised me most. There's a total of 5 Ice Age movies. I remember the first one very well. Cannot tell you anything that happened between 2 and 5 because it all just kind of mushes together. I honestly thought when this announcement came out, I was like, oh, okay, that'll be a great movie to put on Disney Plus. I was not expecting it to actually be a theatrically released movie, but it's continuing with the initiative that Disney has. They want to stick to making stuff that goes to theaters instead of overproducing mediocre stuff that ends up on Disney Plus. I already said my idea for what they should do is just bring back the baby from the first movie, but as an adult. There you go. I just gave you your 6th movie. Done. And well, the other animated reveal before we get to the Marvel stuff is we got another look at Toy Story 5. While earlier in the year, we got the announcement of Toy Story 5 happening. They played a little video and gave us our first look detailing that the main theme of Toy Story 5 is going to be iPad kids versus toys. A movie that's honestly 50-50 on whether it goes right or wrong. But we also knew, other than iPads being the villain, there would also be an army of rogue Buzz Lightyears that have been malfunctioned. And here we got some concept art of how it looks like these Buzz Lightyears are going to enter the movie. It looks like this is some sort of train or car that got derailed, and now all these Buzz Lightyears are just let loose, and they will become a problem for Bonnie, Woody, Buzz, and everyone involved. So that's just kind of nice to get another look at Toy Story 5, know that it's happening. I mean, we already saw the stack of movies coming out in 2026 from Toy Story 5, Shrek 5, Ice Age 6, Super Mario Bros. 2. It's gonna be a battle of the animated sequels, and I want to know which one you think is gonna be the winner of that year. But then this brought us on to day 2, where Kevin Feige took to the stages and talked about some stuff in the Marvel Universe. Now, before he had the main big panel where he revealed stuff for Fantastic Four, Captain America Brave New World, and the Thunderbolts, he did drop little teases and hints at big things in the MCU. So let's get on to that first, starting off with the Scarlet Witch. When Kevin Feige was asked about when we can see Wanda return, because there's been a lot of Wanda fans wanting her back, he said, I can only say that we're excited to find out when and how the Scarlet Witch can come back. There's been a lot of rumors that Scarlet Witch might be getting her own movie. I definitely see that possibly being the case, but whether it happens before the multiverse saga or afterwards, that's up to you. I'm thinking the Scarlet Witch movie or project is happening after Secret Wars and this whole multiverse era because of this next thing that was heard from Kevin Feige, where it says, Kevin Feige says the X-Men will be important to the MCU after the events of Avengers Secret Wars. That is honestly the way things are headed post Secret Wars, and it kind of is an exciting future. I'm so curious how they do it. Whatever happens in Secret Wars and the way they're gonna reset, slightly reboot the MCU, they're gonna make it so mutants have always existed from the beginning of time in the MCU, and then they will be the focus of the stories they tell from then on. And with Scarlet Witch being a prominent member in a lot of X-Men stories, I'm thinking thinking that's where you have her reintroduction and bring her back. But man, Secret Wars still feels so far away. I think it's really hard to picture how that at all is going to look and who is going to be playing some of those classic iconic characters. And well, one of the final things Kevin Feige revealed that I was not expecting at all, because it is Spider-Man related. Usually Kevin Feige never talks much about Spider-Man at these events with Disney because Spider-Man is still a Sony-owned property. Sony is the one who makes all those announcements and teases stuff. But to my surprise, Kevin Feige actually made a little tease to a Spider-Man character we'll be seeing in the MCU in the future. He said here, Miles will appear in the third Spider-Verse movie, which is in production. I hope that shortly after that, he can enter the MCU in live action. Woo! Kevin Feige is already teasing our boy Miles Morales for the MCU. And I think it's happening way sooner than we expect. We know they're going to close off the animated Spider-Verse story there. And I cannot wait to see that happen. But also, when will that happen? Because, man, they have not given us an update on Beyond the Spider-Verse. Like, this thing coming out next year in 2026, 27? Don't tell me 28. But it has been rumored for the longest time that the next Tom Holland trilogy of movies will kind of be a passing of the torch, where by the end of that, he gives it to Miles. And maybe that's the next Spider-Man stories we see from Sony. Give Peter Parker a break, let him take the back seat for a little bit, and focus on a Miles Morales trilogy. I could tell you that'd be way better than making these Morbius, Madam Web, or Venom 3 movies. So that's kind of exciting to hear as a Spider-Man fan. But now getting on to the actual panel and reveals they had. I will say there were brief panels on Daredevil Born Again, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and the animated What If Season 3, where Storm will have an episode where she wields Mjolnir. That's all cool, fine, and dandy, but I don't think there was a lot more revealed where we can really spend time talking about that. But with the Fantastic Four, they once again showed footage and teases only meant for the audience. There are some leaked videos, but I'm already seeing them get copy strike, so I'm not going to risk putting the actual footage on here.
Time for Marvel Studios to bring Marvel's first family into the Marvel Cinematic Universe next July. The Fantastic Four, first steps.
But kind of the main thing that is coming across from this footage of the Fantastic Four is really playing into the fact that they are celebrities in their universe. Because don't forget, it's already been confirmed. The Fantastic Four takes place on a separate universe outside of the MCU. We know eventually whenever they do Secret Wars and they reboot everything, the Fantastic Four will then be part of the permanent MCU Earth. But for now, they're on a separate one. And in this universe, they are the only superheroes. They are the main protectors. And the movie's really having an emphasis on what it's like having these superheroes be celebrities. And you know, this has almost become a common story trope now. This was a little bit new back in the day, but after shows like The Boys, even Invincible, where they really tackle stories about treating superheroes like celebrities and the effects of that. I mean, even James Gunn's new Superman movie is also going to play on that same theme. There's a lot of things in the James Gunn movie that show us that Superman is going to be against these superheroes that are sponsored by corporations and have merchandise and all that kind of stuff. It looks like Fantastic Four is going to tackle its own version of that, and that is going to be interesting, because although we already know a lot of the superheroes in the MCU are celebrity-like, mainly, you know, Iron Man when he was still running around, maybe it will be different when there is only one group of superheroes and they are mainly beloved, and then Marvel will have their own commentary of that. So that could be interesting. So that's all we really know right now from the Fantastic Four stuff, but moving on now to Thunderbolts and Captain America Brave New World. And well, Thunderbolts got a juicy, almost 4-minute trailer released online. And guys, I cannot tell you how my excitement from Thunderbolts went from I could honestly care less about this movie to I am much more excited with every piece of footage I see. The first minute to 40 seconds of this trailer is just playing you a scene from the movie where the Thunderbolts are running away from the military. They're inside the Red Guardian limo. Yeah, get out of the way, Batman and your Batmobile. Red Guardian has a limo.
Engaging defensive measures.
Oh my God.
But that's some of that MCU humor that it actually works for me and I think adds some levity to the film. But aside from that, I just kind of like the look of this movie. Like, this one actually looks like they're in physical locations, not all just filmed behind a green screen. The chemistry also between the cast members. I know there was a lot of complaining about half the team just being super soldiers, but it's these personalities meeting and clashing that I really like. Just this interaction alone between Bucky and Red Guardian.
What kind of super serum did you get?
I don't know, regular. Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, fancy.
where they're discussing which super soldier serum they got. That's pretty funny. They flat out confirmed that yes, Val is the one that bought Avengers Towers.
All the monumental fights that happened exactly here where you're standing. I mean, the place wasn't cheap, but it's got good optics.
Fully putting to rest that decade-long mystery that is a bit disappointing, but whatever. This was a really great trailer, and they're really hiding Bob, who's going to be playing the Sentry, the all-powerful character by the end of this movie, and is looking like who's going to be the main threat they fight towards the end. But I am all game for Thunderbolts, man. It looks great, and I still fully believe that come by the end of this, that asterisk that they're using to market the movie, when the credits roll, this film is going to be called Dark Avengers. That's really what's happening here. These are the Dark Avengers for the MCU. But yeah, fantastic trailer. Super excited for this movie. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. Now, let's move on to talk about Captain America Brave New World, because while many of you will probably agree with me on that Thunderbolts trailer and all that and my excitement for it, when it comes to Captain America Brave New World, there is a divided line, my friends. A divided line similar to what we saw in the trailer. Just divided lines left and right everywhere, man. There's been a lot of controversy with this movie because it's been no secret. It has had reshoots after reshoots after reshoots, and that seems like a terrible sign. Even reports coming out that Captain America Brave New World has tested very poorly with audiences. Heck, it was even a week or two ago that Giancarlo Esposito mentioned he's going to be doing more reshoots for this movie, and we are now in the second trailer of the film, and they're still going through reshoots, trying to tweak and fix up whatever's going on in this movie. Now, that would make you think this movie should be bad. But maybe I'm a sucker or something's going on. I thought this trailer and this poster were fantastic. I don't know, man. I think this movie looks like a banger. I do not believe right now the negative press that this is an awful film. Is it maybe the best MCU movie? Nah. But I really like the seriousness of this. There are far fewer jokes in this trailer compared to the Thunderbolts trailer. It really screams political thriller, and oh my freaking goodness, Sam Wilson is Captain America. Boy, looks great. The shots of him in the white suit with the helmet he has and then fighting off those group of people with farting.
Wait for it.
Or whatever, Sonic Wave, whatever you want to call it. I thought that was dope. We also get shots of his upgraded costume with a different colored helmet and suit that he gets that I think is also looking really great. And can we talk about this teased fight between him and Red Hulk? I know people are like, how's he gonna stand a chance? What is he gonna do? Boy, locked in. Ross throws the car and Sam does a flip, cutting it with his wings and surviving. This was Sam the last time he went up against Ross. Second time he was ready. Man really said,
Come and get me!
I understand it now. I understand it now.
So look, I don't know. The movie could honestly still end up being crap, and they're just really showcasing us some of the best moments. And I will also say, visually, I think the Thunderbolts movie looks a lot better than this. Like here you can see a lot more standing in front of green screens or whatever. I know some people had a big problem with the way Red Hulk looks, where he feels like he's made out of Play-Doh. I think the design is fine, but I don't know. I just missed a good Captain America thriller. I'm rooting for Sam Wilson. I think this movie could be very cool. Even the stuff with like Isaiah Bradley getting brainwashed and sent to prison, all that stuff is interesting me. So I'm really curious what about this movie is so bad that it's either boring or not that interesting. Like, I just have to imagine a lot of these negative test screenings are people going, it was fine, but man, Chris Evans was just such a great Captain America. But I don't know, maybe you guys see something differently. When you saw this trailer for Captain America Brave New World, were you just like, just not feeling it, just not feeling it? Because for me, I'm like, this looks great. Why is everybody being so mean? But that is all that was kind of revealed at the D23 Brazil. I want to know your guys' opinions on all of it. Please let me know down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.